What's up, nerds? How is it going? It's Chris here from Packing Nerds and welcome back to another video. This is a special video. In our previous one, you'd have seen our Black Widow highlights from the past 2 weeks, and in this one, as you may have already seen from the title, we're going to be doing our Black Widow and Throg deck tech. So we're going to be telling you which cards you want on your final board, which cards you want to be seeing as you build up through the rounds. We're even going to tell you where to put some of these cards to get the most value out of them, and even offer a few alternatives to some of the most expensive cards in the deck. Now, we hope you enjoy it. If you want a more in-depth rundown with a deck list and alternative changes that we suggest if you haven't got all the legendaries needed, then comment down below, like and comment. And if you're new around here, please make sure to subscribe for more videos. We love making them, and I'm sure you hopefully enjoy watching them. So please stick around and subscribe for that. Now, let's head over to the video. Well, here we go. Here's our rundown. Here's our how to play a Black Widow Throg variant deck. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Put notifications on as well if you want any more of these deck techs. But here we go. So as you can see, our general board at the minute is Wasp, Deathbird, Recluse, Throg, and Agent Widow. That's definitely not his name, but that's what we call him because I can't remember his name. So we'll be referring to the 3-drop Black Widow card that is a guard as Agent Widow. Apologies if that upsets you. So we're coming in now. We're on turn 6 and we've got 4 health. You can see our board. We want to building up the Recluse. We've got Throg with the shield, the Red Guardian shield, which is so important for this deck to work. Baron Zemo, again, another key part, and we're picking up Ivan as well. So really quickly and early on in this video, you're going to be seeing the perfect board for this deck variant. So the placement and where we put each card is really important too. So Baron Zemo being first is going to be important because he deals with any card 3 or lower. So you're looking at your destroyers. That really annoying card from the Hela archetype. He takes them out. He takes Elektra out as well. That could happen. I'm not going to spoil it. And also the Red Guardian from Guardians deck. Those cards who can get really beefy, he deals with. So if you can get a 4-drop of him, very, very good indeed. So the Ivan, who's the Russian Widow, he's going to be building up Recluse, who's the 2-dropped, quite a bit. There we see Agent Widow and Throg getting us the dub on that round. And that didn't even pop off. That wasn't even how the deck's supposed to really progress very well. But here we go. So we're going to see another Baron Zemo. We're going to Starburst him. And now we're going to get some protection for our agents. So Dodge Strike is really good for those. For when you attack into another creature. So you want to prolong the lifespan of your card. It doesn't work on higher damage. It's only up to, I think, 16 damage. And then it just like nullifies it, which also means that they stay cloaked, which is also really important when it comes to triggering Throg. And if you don't know, Throg deals damage when he gains armor. We've given him Red Guardian shield, which gives the person who wears it armor when a cloaked agent takes action. So right here, Recluse took action, Throg gained armor, he then dealt 10 damage. And Ivan recloaks agents either side of him. So as you'll see later on, he works really well with Black Widow, who when doesn't have any equipment will attack into the opponent's board, losing her cloaked. And so we want to recloak her, keep her safe, because Throg's going to be taking a lot of the damage. And thankfully with his Iron Will, when he gains armor into his Iron Will, which just works well. It's such a nice deck. And we were working on this deck for quite a while, and then someone in the Discord, I think it was one of the developers actually, put their lineup, and we had exactly the same lineup, except they were using Throg, and we thought, of course. So we've been playing this deck for a little while now, since it kind of came out. So we've been enjoying this deck. And you'll see the placements are really, really important. There's a reason why Throg is one in from the right and not on the right-hand side. That is because of things like, what's it called? The web thing? Oh my days, I can't remember what it's called. So basically it's got Doc Octopus on the card, and it stuns and removes the equipment from the cards on the far right and the far left. We do not want Throg to lose his equipment, so we just tuck him in one. We don't mind it if Agent Widow loses his. Throg can really he can OG this this deck, so keeping an eye on making sure he's protected is important. There's just so many ways that this deck works and can save you. Like, I'm on 4 health here and have been for a few rounds. So if we lose one, we're out. So we have to make sure that we've prepared it well. So Baron Zemo now, 4-star Starburst. Asgardian Feast as well is quality for this deck. You play it, and because you've only got Throg as an Asgard, it pumps him with armor and power. Now that card, the Green Goblin Glider, which we got on a Starburst from Baron Zemo, because we're obviously not running Spidey, is insane. It stuns the entirety of the opponent's team, which then gives us essentially free triggers on our cloaked agents, giving off 10 damage each time with Throg. You can swap Black Widow for Ultron if you want more charges. More triggers, sorry, which can work, but he is pretty vulnerable and doesn't offer too much more than just the extra triggers, whereas everyone else on the team serves a big purpose and benefits a lot from the cloaked agents. So it kind of works a bit smoother with all the other cards in this deck. So that's why I would prefer 100% Black Widow over Ultron. But if you haven't got Black Widow, then Ultron's great. Or if Black Widow's just, those times where Black Widow just doesn't turn up in the game, then run Ultron. 100% Ultron will benefit you, but just nowhere near as much as Black Widow will. To this part of the game, we're essentially just buffing up. We're in the last 3, so we're in the win here, but we're buffing up and we're picking up cards like Convergence Beam. Abomination Charge as well could be something we want to pick. Repulsor Blast again. We want to just take down as much as we do as much damage as we can to the opponent. Convergence Beam is great for taking out that first card on the opponent's board. Does 30 damage if it's piercing, so if it destroys the card, it will move on to the next one as well. So here you'll see Hood is 106. Which isn't looking good at all, but with the Convergence Beam he takes 23. Now Baron Zemo's done some work there, but here's the clever bit. Here's where Black Widow and the other cloaked agents and Throg combo. So he was on 100+ damage, and he then gets to hit Throg in the face for 25. Like, it's ridiculous. At the start of that round he was on 106 with Black Widow's power steal from the other cloaks triggering off with Throg. You're taking 10 damage off them, 20 if you Starburster to 2, and then Throg hits them with 10 damage. So there's a lot of damage output that you may not even realize. Now we're going to take Asgardian Glory here, hoping for some Throgs, and we get the clutch. We get the clutch, and we manage to Starburst him. It's normally Throg or Hogan you get 2 of, so it's kind of 50-50. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure there's more options, but I only tend to get Hogan or Throg. So now he's looking really, really good. We're taking that Convergence Beam. We have no reason to take anything else. The only other thing I was thinking of was maybe dropping Agent Widow, but it's too late in the game, and he still gains a lot of armor, and he can still gain a lot of armor. But bam, look at that, just taking out IG there with that Convergence Beam. Because obviously Captain Marvel grows quite a lot, but he starts off really small. So we managed to do really, really well with that round. And 21 damage. Like, we managed to do 21 damage on the final game. against the second place. So we did really, really well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you now know how to take the Throg Black Widow deck into ladder.